When you're making all those substitutions pretty early on today, was that to try and kind of get something going?
Yeah, we just did not play very well. We weren't very focused to start the game. Our intensity level was really bad, and I'll take the blame for that. I've got to make sure these young women are prepared to play every game, and I tried to get them to understand that. But unfortunately, tonight was just not a very good effort on our part. But you've got to give Clemson credit. I mean, they come out and compete. I told our players that, before the game, I watched Clemson warm up. I was really impressed. I mean, they're out there, they're going hard. They've got some excitement to it. And at the time, they're 11-13, 1-10 in the league, but they're still excited to be out there playing. And I think that speaks volumes for what Audra's done with the program and keeps those kids excited and fighting, because a lot of programs that are at this stage would quit, and there was definitely no quitting them.
Will they do anything particularly to follow you, their physical team? I know watching inside, but for anything else that goes forward,
No, we didn't move the ball very well. We stood. We'd make a post entry pass, and our guards would stand and watch. Our guards were not very good tonight, just for the fact that we stood around. It's not that we shot it terrible or we did any of this bad, any of that bad. We just didn't have much movement. We throw it to somebody and then stand, and you can't do that if you want to be good. And that's the one thing that disappointed me tonight. I thought this was the first game in a long time that we actually were very stagnant and just stood around and watched each other.
At the midway through the fourth quarter there, when Asia got the hard foul against her, came off. Was it just out of precaution or?
She said she got hit in the nose. So she went to the trainer, and then there was no need to put her back in the game at that point in time. So she'll get evaluated, and then she said she sore, but she said she was doing fine.
Is it a concern not playing your best and having this kind of performance before you go up to Connecticut?
Well, it doesn't make you feel great. I can promise you that. But at the same time, we've had games where we played really well and then come out and stunk the next day. It's not. If this was a pattern for us, then I'd be concerned. But are we definitely going to have to play a lot harder and a lot better with a lot more focus? For sure. There's no question about that. And, we'll take a few days off here before we get back at it, which will be good because we need a little bit of a break. We've had a long road trip last week and, played a very good Virginia team and then up to Syracuse. So it was a lot of travel. So this will be a nice break for us.
So you don't think that that sluggish start had anything to do with maybe the players looking ahead a little bit?
I mean, if it did, shame on us. I mean, we're trying to win an ACC regular season championship, and if you're foolish enough to look ahead past a conference game, then boy, that's my fault. Because I know I've told them what's at stake for us. We're sitting here right now with, UConn's. It's a great challenge. There's no question about it. But I'm more concerned about Boston College and North Carolina. This is a bonus game. It's a non-conference game in the middle of the season, the middle of conference. It's 1 versus 4. It's going to be on ESPN2. It's sold out. It's going to be a great ball game. There's no question about it. I'm excited about it. The players are excited about it, but we're trying to win our first ACC regular season championship, and that's what we're talking about.
Well, be as may, what would your team need to do to beat Connecticut? You played them a little bit.
Well, we're going to have to score more than they do. No, that's it. No, you know what? We're going to really, when we get up there in that ball game, we're going to have to value the basketball. We're going to have to try and get them into a half-court game. Their transition offense is as good as anybody's in the country. When you let them get out and run, they're hard to stop. What makes them so talented is whoever gets the defensive board can go. Their 1 through 5 can all handle it. They basically switch 2 through 5. They don't worry about, who you're setting the screen with because everybody's about 6'1" to 6'3". So we're going to have to do a really good job of executing in the half court. We're going to have to set good screens and use screens and not be afraid to go inside out offensively. But defensively is where we're going to have to play the best that we played all year because they all score.
Yeah, and I got you when you said you're gonna have to score. It means you're really gonna have to score too.
Oh yeah, no, that's that's the one thing I've always said. Everybody talks about UConn's defense, and it's really good. But what makes their defense so good is their offense is so good. You can sit there if you go 2 or 3 minutes without scoring. The problem is they're going on an 8-0 run. A 10-0 run, and then when that happens, now all of a sudden the pressure on you to score becomes so much more that their defense becomes better because now you're getting tight. So the whole thing is we're going to have to make sure we get good shots. We're going to have to try to attack the offensive glass. We're going to have to be very efficient because that's one thing when you look at them, they're all shooting 50% or better. And that's the one thing I've always said about them. You have to guard all 5. They're the one team that we play for my 11 years here that you can't junk anything up. Like I can't not guard somebody and say, hey, I dare you to make it, because they all make it.
Well, your team must you've stuck to it with enough concentration to be 25 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the job done all along. So I think you must expect something out of your team.
Oh yeah, we're excited about the opportunity for sure. I mean, we're going up there with the plan to win. We know we're going to have to play much better than we did tonight. But at the same time, we played well enough, I think, throughout this season to be able to go up there and compete. And if you don't go up there with the idea to win, there's no sense to go. So I can promise you, we're going to go up there with a lot of respect for their program and what they've done, but you can't fear them. I mean, if you go up there and you're scared, there's no sense to even play.
Kylie's performance off the bench really seemed like, well, she didn't have most points. Really seemed like she was probably the most consistent or best player out there for you tonight.
No, I thought she rebounded the ball extremely well. Once we can get her at the defensive end just to continue to make strides and not let everybody drive by her. When she can get that figured out, she does bring us a lot at the offensive end because she can knock down shots. What I've got to work with her on is shot selection at times, knowing when to shoot it, when not to shoot it. She made a beautiful pass to AC on the backdoor cut that Erica got fat on and makes two free throws. So she's getting better, but it's a matter of her willingness to continue to get in that gym and work extra on her defense.
What do you think of Sam, especially in the first half? It seemed like she was really the only one who was able to get anything done on the inside.
Yeah, Sam I thought played really well, but that's the same. I've got the same issue that Sam I think made 4 or 6 straight points, and then we stopped throwing her the ball. I'm like, guys, when somebody's got something going, get them the basketball. The one time out, I had to make Asia Durr introduce herself to her teammates because we went 5 straight possessions and never threw her the ball. And I'm not saying she has to shoot it, but at least let her get the ball in her hands because she does create a lot of good things for us and puts pressure on the defense. Now, I told her tonight, I thought she passed up some shots to force a pass for a turnover. She made a great drive. She had a nice little pull-up jumper and tried to force a pass into Kylie that ended up being a turnover. I'm like, you got to shoot that one.
Talking about Sam or Asia?
Asia. So, it's both of them. I thought Sam was doing some great things, and we stopped throwing her the ball. So we've just got to be able to figure out who's scoring. It's a huge help when you can actually go, hey, she has 6 straight points. Because I'll give it to Clemson now. Thornton, had 6 or 8 straight points, and they kept throwing her the ball. And I thought she played really, really well in the second half. She made some tough shots.
Getting back to Asia on that point there, I know you've been trying to get her to be more of a ball handler to set up opportunities for her. Is that part of the next progression on her learning curve? Is knowing when to distribute and when to shoot on her own? Yeah,
it's just knowing when you've got the open area to shoot, to score, and then being able to know and feel when 2 are guarding you. So now you can find someone who's open. But I thought tonight, because of the way they were playing that zone, and they were chasing her at times, that she just needed to really get into the paint and shoot her pull-up, which she's very effective with. But overall for her, her ultimate goal is to continue to play and have a chance to compete with the national team. And I know that in that position, it's going to be more as a point guard. So we're trying to do our part here to help her get prepared for that next level, as well as helping us win basketball games. But the one thing we try to do for all of our players is make sure we're preparing them for that next level also. Thank you, everybody. God, this is loud.